The United States Supreme Court dropped another decision today with Idaho ties. In a 6-3 ruling on Johnson versus Grants Pass, the conservative majority ruled in favor with the city of Grants Pass, Oregon. This means arresting or fining people for sleeping or camping on public property when shelters don't have a bed open is not considered cruel and unusual punishment and not a violation of the 8th Amendment. If you remember, the case started when the city of Grants Pass in southern Oregon, they fined people $295 for sleeping outside. In 2022, the United States Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals struck down that law, considering it cruel and unusual punishment. Grants Pass appealed to the Supreme Court, where they are now. Just overturned the decision, as we learned, and this has an impact in Oregon and here in the state of Idaho. In 2018, Idaho had a battle of its own in Martin v. Boise. The court determined people who are involuntarily homeless can't be punished for sleeping outside if they have nowhere to go. Now that the Supreme Court made this ruling, it reverses the decision made by the 9th District Court. So what does this mean for Idaho? Hunter Funk explains.
What are the big cities going to do with people? The court doesn't answer that question.
Howard Belladoff is a lawyer who represented Martin in the Martin versus Boise case in 2018. He says the Supreme Court's decision is taking a step backwards, putting the decision back into the hands of each city.
They have to live somewhere. They have to be somewhere. They have to sleep somewhere. They have to stand or sit somewhere. That's the bottom line.
Whether it's in Oregon or Idaho, cities can now implement their own laws to ticket or arrest people who are homeless for camping on public property. For Interfaith Sanctuary in Boise, the decision brings on even more pressures.
We already don't have capacity. You know, there's not enough low barrier beds, there's not enough affordable housing, and so it's going to create a crisis on top of the crisis that we're already in.
The Martin versus Boise ruling in 2018 said it was unconstitutional to ticket or arrest people who were homeless. This decision pushed Boise to find new solutions.
I'm glad that Boise is along a path where they're trying to address that situation. And that's the real solution to this, no matter what they decide.
Boise's mayor is reinforcing her stance in a statement saying, quote, "We take care of people. Criminalizing homelessness has never and will never solve the problems associated with homelessness. We must address the root causes with proven strategies." McLean went on to say the decision won't change the city's approach, planning to invest in permanent supportive housing. The Attorney General responded to the ruling, saying, quote, "Homeless camping has destroyed the vitality of these cities, fueled by the enabling policies of legalized drug and deprioritized mental health resources. Residents sidestep used needles, garbage, and human waste in their public spaces as they go to work every single day. This SCOTUS decision is at the heart of preserving safety and livability in cities everywhere." The executive director says the shelter won't stop getting help for those who need it, but that the decision is a blow to their humanity.
It is frustrating to be a person who has to sit and explain why we're supposed to take care of people. That's what frustrates me.
The Boise Rescue Mission mirroring that message, saying, quote, "In our opinion, the only thing that is cruel and unusual is allowing people to suffer on the streets, rather than get them into safe and appropriate shelter."
This decision hurts their souls. This is a reflection on them. As they hear that this thing was overturned and that they're just all criminals now. If they're outside, if we didn't have space for them, if there was not a shelter that they qualified for, now I'm a criminal.
And for the city of Boise, leaders say they plan to keep building up the resources for those who need food and a place to stay.
I'm curious, Hunter, how does Interfaith plan to handle a possible influx of people? You could imagine people don't want to be criminals, so they'll want to all go inside.
Right, and a lot of the surrounding cities, right, if they're going into Boise, she had mentioned that they are building a 24-hour emergency facility, which should hopefully help in that. The bigger concern in that note, though, the budget. They're going to have to advocate to get more funding to kind of help that, so.
We will see how the cards fall on this one and how it impacts places here in the city of Trees and across Idaho and the country. Hunter Funk reporting. Thank you, Hunter.
Thank you.